The journey we embark on today transcends mere productivity hacks or simple tidying. It delves into the profound act of reclaiming your life. When existence feels heavy, chaotic, and overwhelming, it's rarely because life itself is insurmountable. More often, it's the absence of structure that allows chaos to flourish. This unchecked disarray leaves you feeling perpetually behind, anxious, prone to procrastination, burdened by self-doubt, and adrift in wasted time. Slowly, a false belief takes root that something is inherently wrong with you. But the truth is far simpler and more empowering. Nothing is wrong with you. Your life is merely unorganized, and an unorganized life inevitably breeds unnecessary suffering. A cluttered environment begets a cluttered mind. A random schedule yields random results. Scattered thoughts inevitably scatter your energy. What you truly need isn't more motivation, it's structure. For structure begets clarity, clarity fosters confidence, confidence ignites momentum, and momentum, in turn, transforms your entire life. Today, we aren't seeking fleeting inspiration, we're embracing the necessary discipline to organize your existence. Not because it's easy, but because it's essential. Our first crucial step, before you even consider organizing your physical space, your time, or your aspirations, is to organize your mind. Many people unknowingly suffer from mental overload, not physical exhaustion. Their minds are a swirling vortex of unfinished tasks, forgotten promises, future anxieties, past regrets, fleeting ideas, hidden fears, goals without plans, and problems without decisions. All of this remains trapped, immense and daunting, within their heads. But the moment these swirling thoughts are committed to paper, they transform from overwhelming giants into manageable items. This is the essence of a mental inventory, a complete brain dump. Sit down with a notebook and simply write everything down. Not just tasks, but every thought, every worry. Ask yourself, what is currently stressing me? What problems am I actively avoiding? What conversations am I delaying? What goals do I claim to desire? What habits are undermining me? What responsibilities remain unfinished? What decisions am I afraid to make? Do not attempt to organize it yet. Simply empty your mind. Most people feel overwhelmed not because their workload is excessive, but because they lack a clear vision of what needs to be done. Imagine someone lamenting, "My life is a mess," yet they remain oblivious to their debts, impending deadlines, time-wasting habits, true aspirations, or forgotten commitments. Everything is a blur, and blurred vision is a direct pathway to anxiety. Now, picture that same individual dedicating 2 hours to meticulously writing everything down: bills, tasks, goals, health concerns, relationships, career worries, personal weaknesses, detrimental habits. Suddenly, it all becomes visible. It might initially appear frightening, but this newfound clarity is immensely powerful. It's no longer an amorphous chaos, it's a defined list. And lists, unlike chaos, can be systematically addressed. This is why a mental inventory is the foundational habit. You cannot fix what you refuse to confront. Many shy away from this discomfort, but discomfort is temporary. Confusion, however, becomes permanent if never confronted. When you undertake a mental inventory, a profound shift occurs. You cease to feel like life is attacking you and begin to feel as though you are strategically analyzing it. You transition from emotional reaction to strategic awareness. This shift alone is transformative. Once everything is on paper, you gain the power to discard what holds no meaning, schedule what truly matters, resolve minor issues immediately, break down major problems into manageable steps, and discern patterns in your own behavior. Without this mental inventory, your brain remains overloaded. With it, your brain becomes a focused instrument. Your mind is akin to a computer. Too many open programs slow it to a crawl. A mental inventory acts as a system reset, closing background tabs and allowing you to operate with speed and efficiency. So here is your immediate call to action tonight or tomorrow morning. Find solitude. No phone, no distractions, just a notebook. Empty your mind completely. It might take 30 minutes. It might take 2 hours. But upon completion, you will feel an undeniable lightness. Not because your problems have vanished, but because they are now clearly defined. Defined problems can be solved. Undefined stress cannot. This is the bedrock of an organized life. Not a clean desk, not an expensive planner, not an early wake-up call. It is clarity. Without clarity, all other efforts are destined to fail. Following the foundational clarity of a mental inventory, the second habit introduces the power of morning reflection. Deciding your day before the world decides it for you. Consider your typical morning. The alarm sounds, and immediately your hand reaches for your phone. Notifications, messages, emails, news, social media, and problems flood your senses. Before your feet even touch the ground, your brain is already in a reactive state. This is the default mode for many, where their day dictates them rather than the other way around. Is it any wonder then that life feels chaotic? Get organized individuals approach their mornings differently. They pause. Not for an hour-long meditation retreat, but for a mere 5 to 10 intentional minutes. This is morning reflection. It's elegantly simple. Before touching your phone, ask yourself 3 potent questions. First, what are the 3 most critical tasks I must accomplish today? Second, what potential distractions will attempt to derail me? Third, what kind of person do I aspire to be today? That's all it takes. Yet, this small ritual profoundly alters everything, for morning clarity begets control throughout the day. Envision 2 individuals waking at 700 a.m. Person A immediately dives into Instagram, losing 30 minutes, then checks emails, feels stressed, and drifts into random tasks. By evening, they are exhausted, having completed nothing truly meaningful. Person B, however, wakes and records their 3 priorities: finalize the project proposal, call the client, and complete a 30-minute workout. They then allocate specific time blocks for these tasks. Their day now possesses direction. Even if distractions emerge, they remain anchored by what genuinely matters. This is the immense power of intentionality. Without morning reflection, you drift aimlessly. With it, you lead your day. There's a deeper truth here. Starting your day with intention cultivates self-trust. You signal to your brain, I am in control. And when you feel in control, anxiety, often a product of uncertainty and randomness, significantly diminishes. Morning reflection banishes randomness, replacing chaos with purpose. You don't require more motivation. You require direction. 5 quiet minutes can grant you more control than 5 hours of frantic catch-up later. Therefore, compel yourself to adopt this practice, even when the inclination isn't there, especially when it isn't there. For discipline forged in the morning blossoms into peace by night. The third habit, evening reflection, transforms each day into an opportunity for growth. Many find themselves repeating the same errors year after year, not due to incompetence, but due to a fundamental lack of review. If you fail to review your day, you are condemned to relive it. Evening reflection serves as your personal, continuous feedback system. Before sleep, ask yourself, what went well today? What activities truly wasted my time? What drained my energy? What specific improvement will I make tomorrow? This isn't an exercise in self-criticism, but one of strategic self-awareness. Consider someone who laments, "I never seem to make progress," yet they consistently overlook their 2 hours daily spent on a phone. Their avoidance of difficult tasks, their procrastination of crucial conversations, or their late nights. Without awareness, there can be no change. Take the example of a man trapped in career stagnation for 3 years, blaming the economy, his boss, his bad luck. When he began evening reflection, his nightly answer for the first week was a painful nothing. He confronted the truth. He wasn't acquiring new skills, wasn't networking, wasn't actively improving. He wasn't stuck, he was stagnant. This searing awareness became his catalyst. Within 6 months, he was diligently studying, upskilling, and taking decisive action. Evening reflection transformed his blindness into clarity, and clarity, as always, empowers. Beyond self-improvement, evening reflection also significantly reduces guilt. Instead of tossing and turning, haunted by thoughts of a wasted day, you calmly analyze it. I lost 2 hours, you might conclude, but tomorrow I will fix it. This shift from emotional chaos to logical adjustment is profoundly liberating. Over time, an astonishing transformation occurs. You become profoundly self-aware. Self-aware individuals do not live randomly, they evolve daily. Small, consistent corrections each night accumulate into monumental change over years. Think of it like steering a car. Minor adjustments to the wheel every few minutes keep you safely on the road. Neglect these adjustments and a crash is inevitable. Evening reflection is your steering wheel. Without it, you drift into chaos once more. With it, you remain aligned and in control. The fourth habit urges us to stop entrusting our lives to the fickle nature of memory and instead embrace the power of a planner. Most people operate by waking, keeping all their responsibilities swirling in their minds, promising themselves, "I'll do it later." Inevitably, they forget, feel overwhelmed, fall behind, and mistakenly attribute their struggles to laziness. But the true issue is this: your brain was never designed to store 50 responsibilities. Its primary function is to make decisions and solve problems. When you attempt to use your mind as a mere storage unit, it becomes a crowded, anxious space. A planner is not simply a notebook. It is a control system. It embodies the crucial difference between merely reacting to life and actively directing it. Organized individuals do not rely on memory because memory is deeply emotional. On energetic days, you recall everything. On low days, everything slips away. This emotional dependency leads to an inconsistent life. A planner, however, instills consistency. Here's how a planner profoundly organizes your life first. It alleviates mental pressure. Once tasks are committed to writing, your brain can relax. The incessant internal refrain of don't forget, quiets, leading to a calm mind, which is the cornerstone of an organized life. Second, it establishes priorities. A planner compels you to confront the most vital question: what truly matters today? Not everything holds equal weight. When you treat every task as urgent, you become overwhelmed. But when you discern and select your priorities, you gain laser-like focus. Third, it transforms intentions into reality. Many harbor noble intentions: to get fit, to study, to build something meaningful. Yet intentions without a schedule remain mere fantasies. A planner converts these goals into appointments, and what gets scheduled gets done. Consider the man who claimed, "I don't have time." He adopted a planner, meticulously writing 08:09 a.m.'s work on main task, 9:30 a.m.'s emails, 10 a.m. break, 11 a.m. an important project. Immediately, his life transformed. Not because he magically gained more hours, but because he ceased leaking hours. Most people lose precious time through small, invisible leaks: endless scrolling, random calls, unnecessary tasks, confusion, and constant task switching. A planner effectively seals these leaks. So, establish this rule every night or every morning. Commit these 3 things to your planner, your top 3 priorities. 1 important task you're avoiding, and a simple schedule for the day. This single habit can make someone feel as though they've reclaimed their entire life. For when your day is planned, you cease to feel lost. The 5th habit, labeling everything, ensures that every aspect of your life has a designated home. When too many things lack a clear place, your mind mirrors this disarray, feeling messy because your environment is messy. And your environment is messy precisely because nothing has a clear home. Labeling extends far beyond mere stickers. It is fundamentally about clarity. Organized individuals do not squander precious energy searching. They don't frantically hunt for keys, files, chargers, documents, passwords, bills, or notes. They instinctively know where everything resides, and that certainty fosters profound peace. For when your day begins with a frantic search, you immediately enter a state of stress. Reflect on how much energy is lost this way. You wake late, search for clothes, can't find your keys, misplace a document, forget where a file was saved. Your room is a mess, your phone is a mess, and consequently, your mind becomes a mess. This is chaos. Now imagine the antithesis. Everything has its designated place. Your bag hangs on a specific hook. Keys rest in one spot. Bills go into a single folder. Documents are filed in clearly labeled archives. Your phone features organized folders. Your computer boasts a meticulously arranged directory. This isn't merely about cleanliness. It's about empowerment. For when your external world is clear, your internal thoughts become clear. Picture a supermarket devoid of labels, no section names, no price tags, no category boards. No signs indicating fruits, vegetables, or snacks. Everything is haphazardly placed. Customers would wander in confusion, wasting time searching, feeling utterly frustrated. A simple shopping trip would become an ordeal. The problem isn't the products, it's the absence of structure and labels. Now, imagine that same supermarket impeccably organized, every shelf labeled, every product categorized, every section clearly named. You know precisely where to go. Suddenly, the entire experience feels effortless. Nothing about the products themselves changed, only the structure did. Your life functions in an identical manner. If your documents, tasks, digital folders, and physical spaces lack a home, your mind will perpetually feel scattered. But when everything has a place, your mind ceases its endless searching. And when your mind stops searching, it begins to focus. This is the profound power of labeling. Labeling doesn't just organize things, it organizes your thinking. Organization isn't about achieving a neat aesthetic, it's about minimizing the gap between "I need to do this" and "I started doing it." When everything is labeled, starting becomes effortless. Effortless starting leads to effortless consistency. Today, choose 3 areas: your desk, your phone, and your important documents. Label them meticulously. Create homes for everything, because when your life has homes, your mind stops feeling homeless. The 6th habit, having a backup, underscores that an organized life is a protected life. Many perceive organization as merely cleaning, planning, and labeling. But true organization delves deeper. It means being prepared. For chaos doesn't solely arise from mess. It also springs from unforeseen surprises. A sudden phone crash, a lost crucial document, an unexpected bank issue, a missed critical deadline, a health emergency, problems that appear out of nowhere. And here is the undeniable truth. You cannot prevent problems from occurring, but you absolutely can prevent them from utterly destroying you. That is the function of a backup. A backup isn't born of negative thinking or fear. It is a testament to maturity. It is you declaring, "I respect life enough to prepare for its uncertainties." Organized individuals maintain calm because they possess protection. Unorganized individuals succumb to panic because they have none. Let me illustrate the concept of a backup simply. It is an emergency bridge. When the main road collapses, the bridge saves you. The reason many live in perpetual stress is precisely this lack of a bridge. They live as if everything will always unfold perfectly, but life simply doesn't operate that way. So, here are the 4 most vital backups that will organize and secure your life. Backup 1, data backup. What happens if your phone vanishes tomorrow? Most people would lose cherished photos, vital contacts, essential notes, documents, memories, and work files, leading to weeks of stress, regret, and utter chaos. A data backup ensures your critical information exists in at least 2 separate locations. Your phone is merely a tool, not your life's sole storage. Organize your data so that even if a device fails, your life remains stable. Backup 2, document backup. Important documents often reside in random, scattered places. Then, one day, an urgent need arises, plunging you into a frantic, panicked search. An organized life features a simple, robust system: 1 secure folder for original documents, 1 backup copy stored elsewhere, and a digitally scanned version also safely archived. This provides peace of mind born from the knowledge that you can swiftly manage problems. Backup 3, time backup. This is often overlooked. People plan their days so tightly that even a minor delay shatters their entire schedule, instantly triggering stress. An organized schedule always incorporates buffer time, a backup hour or two within the day, because life invariably introduces interruptions. When you plan with zero flexibility, your life becomes fragile. When you plan with buffers, your life becomes resilient. Backup for money backup. If an unexpected event occurs, do you possess financial protection? Even a modest emergency fund provides immense mental stability, as financial stress is a leading cause of mental chaos. A backup here doesn't equate to being rich, it signifies being prepared. Even small, consistent savings cultivate a profound sense of safety. Consider a powerful laptop with no available charger. Despite its capabilities, it becomes useless when its battery dies. Your life is analogous. No matter how smart, hardworking, or motivated you are, without backups, you remain fragile. And a fragile life breeds constant fear. Backups, conversely, cultivate calm. The message, therefore, is to organize your life by preparing for reality. Life will not always be smooth, but you can always remain stable. That is the essence of true organization. The seventh habit, taking action every day, is the crucible that separates those who genuinely transform their lives from those who merely contemplate change. Many find joy in planning, in crafting lists, in consuming motivational videos, and in articulating goals. Yet, their lives remain stagnant. This is because planning is not progress. Action is progress. If you are committed to organizing your life, you must institute a daily rule every single day. Something must move forward. No matter how small, regardless of your motivation levels, even on the most challenging days. Because consistency is not forged in moments of grand inspiration. It is built through small, persistent, daily actions. Let me explain its profound importance. Chaos thrives when tasks are left undone. When you postpone something, it doesn't vanish, it becomes an open loop. These open loops generate mental noise, a subtle hum of unfinished business. This noise morphs into stress. Stress gives birth to procrastination. Procrastination fuels guilt. And guilt, in turn, amplifies the chaos. This is the cycle that consumes years of many lives. But daily action shatters this cycle. When you take consistent action, your mind feels cleaner, your confidence soars, your stress diminishes, and your life feels firmly under control. Imagine a kitchen sink. If you wash one plate every day, the sink remains clean. Skip a day and it becomes 2 plates. Skip again and it transforms into a daunting mountain. Then even the thought of starting feels painful. This is precisely how life operates. Daily action is the equivalent of washing that single plate. It's a small act, but it powerfully prevents chaos from escalating. This is why it must be a non-negotiable rule: do something every day. Not everything, just something. One task completed, one decision made, one room tidied, one document organized, one workout done, one message replied to, one page read, one small tangible improvement. Daily action prevents your life from becoming overwhelmingly heavy. And here's the deeper truth. When you act daily, you begin to trust yourself. You transition from saying, "I will," to proudly declaring, "I did." Self-trust is the bedrock of an organized life. For when you trust yourself, you no longer flee from responsibility, you face it head on. So the habit is simple: do not end your day without a win. Even if it's minuscule, for small wins construct order. Order builds peace, and peace ultimately builds power. The eighth habit, building a mindfulness loop. Notice, correct, repeat, addresses the pervasive issue of living on autopilot. Most people don't truly live their lives. They merely react, wake, scroll, rush, delay, and repeat. Then, at night, they wonder why nothing ever changes. The answer is simple: change doesn't stem from mere wishing, it arises from noticing. A mindfulness loop is the practice of catching yourself in the very moment, not after the damage is done, not after an entire day has been squandered, but in the moment. It's a simple sequence: notice, pause, correct, repeat. That's all. Yet, this small loop possesses the power to organize your entire mind. For chaos often germinates from a tiny, unnoticed moment. A fleeting distraction, a small excuse, a subtle lie we tell ourselves. Because it goes unnoticed, it grows. Mindfulness intercepts it at the seed stage. Imagine a minuscule crack in a dam wall. Initially, it seems harmless, but the relentless pressure of water gradually widens it. One day, the entire dam collapses. This is how life spirals into chaos, not from a single catastrophic disaster, but from an accumulation of small, uncorrected moments. Mindfulness is detecting that crack early. It's the internal voice that says, "This is precisely the moment where I typically lose control," and then you immediately correct course. Here's how it manifests in real life. You instinctively pick up your phone for a 2-minute scroll. The mindfulness loop activates. Notice, I just opened my phone without a clear purpose. Pause. I don't need this right now. Correct, put it down and return to the task. Repeat. Train this same response again tomorrow. You don't need a perfect life, you need awareness. Without awareness, you will endlessly repeat the same patterns for decades. With awareness, you correct them daily. And daily correction is the foundation of organized living. Now for the most crucial insight: mindfulness isn't about being perpetually calm. Mindfulness is about catching yourself before you sabotage yourself. That is power. That is organization. That is discipline infused with intelligence. So cultivate the loop: notice fast, correct fast, repeat until it becomes your inherent nature. The ninth habit, reducing what you don't need, reveals a profound truth. Organization is about removal, not addition. Many mistakenly believe that organizing life entails acquiring more apps, more systems, more lists, more rules, more tools. But authentic organization isn't about adding, it's about eliminating. For clutter isn't solely physical. Clutter also manifests as too many simultaneous goals, an excess of useless tasks, an abundance of distractions, too many commitments, too many unfinished projects, and an overwhelming number of things you don't even genuinely care about. What happens when there is simply too much? Your attention fragments, your energy dissipates, and your life feels oppressively heavy. Imagine a drawer crammed with random, disparate items. Every time you open it, stress washes over you. You can't find anything quickly? Even simple tasks become irritating. That drawer is a metaphor for your life. Too many things, no space, no clarity. Now, envision removing 60% of its contents. Suddenly, you can see clearly. You can easily locate what you need. You feel lighter, more in control. That is organization. Not through accumulation, but through reduction. This is why reducing what you don't need is a life-altering habit. Because unnecessary things silently steal pieces of your life. Unnecessary people, unnecessary drama, unnecessary scrolling, unnecessary purchases, unnecessary commitment, unnecessary goals that aren't even truly yours. Organized individuals possess the courage to say no. They decline distractions, reject clutter, and refuse anything that doesn't serve their future. The moment you begin to reduce, your life becomes remarkably calm. For calm isn't created by possessing everything, it's created by possessing only what truly matters. So here is the habit every week. Remove something. Eliminate one distraction. Uninstall one useless app. Discard one toxic routine. Release one unnecessary commitment. Remove one item from your room you never use. Let go of one goal that is causing confusion. And what is the outcome? Your mind becomes clean. Your time becomes available. Your energy returns. Your focus sharpens once more because you finally have space. And space is the fertile ground where growth flourishes. A cluttered life cannot grow. A clear life becomes powerful. The 10th habit, closing open loops, emphasizes the critical importance of finishing what's unfinished. An open loop is anything you've started but haven't brought to completion. It can be something minor, an unpaid bill, an unread email awaiting a reply, a document you neglected to file, a room you perpetually plan to clean, a task you consistently postpone. Or it can be something substantial, a course you began but abandoned, a project you continuously delay. Get a goal you endlessly discuss without acting, a decision you persistently avoid. Here's the crucial truth. Open loops are not merely unfinished tasks. They are mental weights. They reside in your mind like a persistent background hum, subtly draining your energy even when you're not consciously thinking about them. This is precisely why you can sit down to relax and still feel an undercurrent of stress. It's not because you're doing something wrong, but because your brain remembers the multitude of things you've left incomplete. Open loops generate that pervasive feeling of, I should be doing something. And when you accumulate too many open loops, life inevitably feels like chaos. Organized individuals are not those who accomplish every single thing. They are those who swiftly close loops. They grasp one powerful rule: unfinished things multiply stress, while finished things multiply peace. Imagine opening 20 tabs in your web browser. Initially, it seems fine. But as more tabs accumulate, your laptop slows down, heats up, begins to freeze, and focusing becomes arduous. Your mind operates similarly. Open loops are these mental tabs. Each unfinished task is an open tab. And then people wonder, why am I so tired? You are tired because your mind is running too many background processes. Closing open loops is how you regain mental speed and efficiency. First, if a task takes less than 5 minutes, do it immediately. This is an incredibly powerful rule because small tasks, when allowed to pile up, transform into immense stress. A brief reply becomes 30 pending messages. A quick tidy up escalates into a disaster room. A small payment becomes a late fee and a surge of anxiety. So, close small loops rapidly. Second, if a task is larger, schedule it clearly. Do not allow it to float vaguely in your head. Commit it to your planner with a specific time. Not someday, not later, but a definite real time. Letter is the path to perpetual disorganization. Third, if a loop no longer matters, delete it. This, too, is a form of closing a loop. Some tasks were never truly important. If something is neither useful, necessary, nor meaningful, remove it. Open loop, closed. So the habit is simple every day. Close at least one open loop. Not everything, just one. One unfinished thing completed, because completion builds control, and control, in turn, builds peace. The 11th and final habit, accepting imperfect things, uncovers a critical barrier to organization. Many remain disorganized not from laziness, but from an unyielding pursuit of perfection. They tell themselves, I will start when I have the perfect plan. I will organize when I have abundant free time. I will clean when I feel a surge of energy. I will fix my life when everything finally feels right. But life rarely, if ever, feels perfect. So they wait, and as they wait, chaos inexorably expands. Perfection is not a lofty standard. It is a cunning delay tactic. Perfection is fear cloaked in an appealing guise. Organized individuals grasp a profound truth. A 70% organized life is infinitely superior to a 0% organized life. A messy plan is better than no plan at all. A small, simple routine surpasses no routine. A basic system triumphs over endless overthinking. For perfection does not generate progress, action generates progress. Imagine a notebook with a minor mistake on one page. Some individuals would cease writing altogether, determined to keep the notebook pristine. What is the outcome? The notebook remains empty, perfect, but utterly devoid of learning. Now envision another notebook filled with messy handwriting, crossed out lines, corrections, and imperfect pages. Yet it is brimming with knowledge and insights. Which notebook fosters growth? The imperfect one. Your life operates in the same manner. If you wait to organize your life perfectly, you will never truly begin. And the longer you wait, the heavier your life becomes. So, the true habit is to embrace imperfect progress, to accept imperfect structure, to welcome imperfect beginnings. Perfection is not a prerequisite, consistency is. Many yearn for a perfect home, a perfect schedule, a perfect mindset, perfect discipline. But genuine happiness and control do not emanate from perfection. They arise from stability. And stability is forged through simple, repeated actions, not flawless ones. Therefore, here is the ultimate rule: organize what you can, even if it's incomplete. Clean one corner, not the entire room. Plan one day, not the whole year. Fix one habit, not your entire personality. Because your life doesn't transform with one perfect day, it transforms through countless imperfect days, consistently lived. Your life isn't chaotic because you are incapable. It's chaotic because you haven't yet built its structure. Start small. Close one loop. Plan one day. Clean one space. Take one action. Do not wait for perfect. Do not wait for motivation. Compel yourself to organize now, lest your future compels you to regret later. You don't need a new life. You need order. And the moment you choose structure, your chaos loses its power. Start today.